Let's talk about the healing crisis. Okay, Herring's law, the law of similars, says that when you start to heal, you'll have more symptoms, and the symptoms that you have take place in the exact opposite chronological order in which they came. So you'll have healing happen from above down and inside out. So this seems to be like one of the most confusing things that I've run into with my patients, because maybe they're not realizing that they're supposed to feel worse after they have a good treatment. Many people have been poisoned. There's poisons in our air, there's poisons in our water. My wife is filming this. She could tell you about poisons
In the food, in the fish.
in the food and the fish. What else starts with an F, like Frank? And the furniture.
And the furniture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
furniture is off-gassing, the carpets are off-gassing. We have so many pesticides and herbicides and fungicides and milicides, insecticides. They found drugs in the water in almost every major city in the world, especially in the industrialized countries like the United States. So we're constantly exposed to all these poisons. Now, if you just think about this logically, if you have a person with lots of poisons in them, whose body's trying to get the poisons out, and their body succeeds, that means they're going to have A, diarrhea, so B, they're going to throw up, or C, they're going to need to urinate a lot and feel terrible, or yeah, D, they're going to break out all over their skin, all over their body, okay? They might have headaches, they might have trouble with being dizzy and feeling terrible and not being able to think clearly. Now, mercury toxicity, just as an example, to heavy metal, they found it in all the large fish all over the world, especially like tuna, swordfish, and shark, and the, swordfish. Mercury poisoning is associated with difficulties with communication, difficulties listening, difficulties with thinking clearly. Basically, somebody who's having almost not sane, somebody who's really not thinking at all, they're basically insane. That can be due to mercury poisoning. That's what the character from the Alice in Wonderland was all about, the Mad Hatter. They'd put mercury in the metal of the lining of the hats back in the 30s and 40s. And so people were constantly getting poisoning and they were getting really sick, and that's what the Mad Hatter was all about. So the point is, don't get confused, okay? We want you to be unconfused. So if you're having a great healing response to a treatment, you'll probably be throwing up, you'll probably have a huge headache, you'll probably feel more tired, you'll probably have more symptoms, you'll probably start breaking out. It doesn't mean you're allergic to a supplement you're taking, it doesn't mean the treatment's not going well, it doesn't mean everything's not great. It just means you're on the right track, okay? So, hang in there. May the force be with you. And I hope this was slightly helpful. If you're watching this and you feel like you have to throw up, that's a good sign. Drink more water. Okay. Drink more of a nice, clean spring water. Eat more animal protein, because that's what all of our ancestors did. It's good for the planet, because if you have too many vegetables that are overly cultivated, you're going to end up with desert land, like in Mesopotamia. That's bad for the planet. If you have fertile soil, after Mesopotamia, not in Mesopotamia, if you have fertile soil, that means that all the herds are traveling through the area and they're defecating, they're putting all the manure everywhere, and that's fertilizing the soil and breaking up the ground. That leads to seeds and trees growing and whatnot. So anyway, thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. This is Dr. Ilya Skolnikoff, Clinic Director of Triad Family Healing Center. If you see this on Facebook, share it. If you see it on YouTube, follow our YouTube channel, man. Check us out. We're on Instagram too. Triad Family Healing Center.